And what is going on, everyone? And welcome to another awesome episode of the Attack on Texans podcast. I am one part of your show, Ruben Calvillo, the handsome man next to me, AD from the TownRundown. How we feeling, brother?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Had a great time this weekend.
Tell us
Houston
about it.
Texans, Houston Texans victory. We had a good time right out there in Bombshells and Pearland.
Mm.
Y'all missed out on a good time. The views were amazing. The drinks were amazing, and the game, but we won. So
It was I 100% agree. We had two former Houston Texans in the building. Mobile Okoye, shout out to him,
mhm,
former first round draft pick, Texans legend, they
mhm.
say. Robert Nelson. Shout out to Robert Nelson. Um, hopefully we get to do more work with those two. But yeah,
Mhm.
it was an awesome event at Bombshells. I mean, it was packed.
It
AD, we
was.
had about 200 people. Can we also give a special shout out to DJ Boom? When I tell
Yeah.
you,
Hey.
man, hey, I was like, bro, you're killing it, dude. Multiple people came up to me and was like, he's slinging it on the turntables.
Mm-hmm.
We also had the Lone Star Trail Gators in the building. It was a great
Mhm.
event, but the Houston Texans, they survived the Tennessee Titans. I had told you last week, I don't think this is a trap game. Well, it ended up becoming one. It had to
Yeah.
come down to a game-winning field goal by Matt Wright. Shout out to him. I will say though, even though he was, money after that first doink, I had zero confidence in him going forward in each and single one of those kicks. Nonetheless, the Texans 16-13 final score. They are finally at 500.
Mm.
AD, talk to me.
Look, man, it was a tough game to watch. It was you kind of got unenthused about it. But like I said, I feel the same way. I didn't have any confidence in Matt. I was calling him Max Wright the whole time. I didn't know his name was Matt. But Nico Collins showed up. Nico Collins had a game. I think he was
Mhm.
9 for 92. And a touchdown. Davis Mills, favorite target. So other than that, it really wasn't much to talk about in that game. The defense showed up. Daniil Hunter, Will Anderson had games again. And we're 500. Where do we go from here? I don't want the false hope. I talked about it a couple weeks ago. The
It's
Texans
here.
is
It's
here.
here. Come on. It's here. You see the conversations on Twitter, and they're nasty right now.
Ah,
They're nasty. Mills Mafia,
mhm,
you're doing your thing. No one's mad that you're talking this crazy. I've been hearing things like just let Mills finish out the season. Mills can get us into the playoffs. Prisoners of the moment is what, fans become. And well, you have every right to be a prisoner of the moment if you're a Davis Mills fan right now. You're 2-0 in your
mhm,
last two games, two very important games against division rivals. You're 3-1 in the division. Davis Mills, he gave you a little bit of hope last week with the 26-0 comeback in the fourth quarter,
mhm.
and then solidifies it again, giving you a super dose of hope with a win against Tennessee, even though it came down to a game-winning field goal. With the backup quarterback, there's no sexy win to me, right? Like just go out there and get the dub and live to fight another day. If if somehow, some way, because the Houston Texans, they're minus, well, not minus, they are 5.5 point underdogs.
Mhm.
Um,
Which is huge at home, considering it's at home.
and it's a short
It's
week.
almost, yeah, that's like a double digit you know, spread basically.
Yeah. If Davis Mills can somehow pull it off, now there's no style points, like I just said. So
Mhm.
he could throw for 100 yards, but if we win the football game, the amount of excitement, false hope, bias that will inject into every single Houston Texans fan. It's going to be crazy and rightfully so. Like, this is going to be a season that we will never forget. Like, can you imagine what we say? Yeah, CJ played half the season, Davis Mills played half the season, and then we made the playoffs. Like, what?
And we started 0-3.
And we started 0-3. Like, we haven't been comfortable at all this season, AD.
Mm-mm. Nowhere near it. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be toxic. It's gonna be nasty. Um, we're gonna I don't know if you remember the old, maybe like a few years ago, Sam Ellinger played for the University of Texas,
Yeah, went
and
to
they
the Colts.
beat Georgia in the Sugar Bowl, and they said
We're
we're back.
back.
And so Texans win this game on Thursday night. You're gonna have a multitude of people saying we're back. We're back. We're right in the thick of it. You look at the schedule; it's starting to wind down. It's
Then you
starting to
get
look more
CJ
favorable.
Stroud against the Colts, and I am ready for that fraudulent ass team,
And where?
the Stroud House.
So you got that coming up, and then the Chiefs look very beatable.
You're
Um,
hoping Indy takes care of the Chiefs if you are hate watching, and fortunately, we are hate watching the Chiefs, not Indianapolis, right?
mhm,
Indianapolis has ran away so far with this season. They're kind of a lock for AFC sub champions. Unless, wait, let me finish. Let me finish. Let me, unless something drastic happens. But in terms of right now,
mhm,
you need Indianapolis to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, when you look at the last month and a half for Indy,
mhm,
it's Houston twice, it's
mhm.
Jacksonville twice, it's Seattle, and it's San Francisco. So that potential collapse could be coming, but nonetheless, the Houston Texans have to take care of business. So I ask you, AD, what's your confidence in Davis Mills right now?
What was it last week? It was a 4 last week.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go one more. One by one. 1 week by 1 point by 1 week. I was at a 3 to start off. I went to a 4, I'm at a 5. Give me a 5.
Out of five for Davis Mills. I'm at a 5 too. Now you're asking some other people. Shout out to IU's. He might say a 7 or an 8, but
Mm.
it's it's okay for fans to feel confident in Davis Mills after his last 2 weeks. Okay, now what would it be if he gets a dub against Buffalo?
I mean, it's over with after
Yeah,
that.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right, you're right. But
It's over with after that.
man, this
Yeah,
has been
see,
a
it's already
long
been
season.
announced, man. CJ's gonna be back for the Colts. So
Yeah, man. CJ out this game. Jalen Petrie out this game. How do you feel about that, man?
I think the Texans are very, very precautious. I think we kind of fell on some bad luck because I think if this game was Sunday, CJ and Petrie will be playing on Sunday.
Mm.
I just think
Yeah,
that
because the first practice will be tomorrow.
I mean it was today.
Well, but I'm talking about like during like the regulars, like if it
Well,
was
the
on
first
Sunday.
practice would have been today. Then tomorrow would have been the second practice. Then they would have
Mm,
practiced on Thursday. So you would have 3 opportunities to practice instead of basically the Texans are really having just one practice this week.
mm.
So you look at it like this, everything else is like walkthroughs, on a short week. So I mean, I look at it, I think if it was Sunday, they would have played. So um we're here. We gotta do what we can. The defense, has to step up.
Yeah, speaking of the defense, man, I think they were very suspect against the Tennessee Titans. There was moments where Tennessee was moving the football. Tennessee got a lot of big plays. A lot of them came on third down. Like, what were your thoughts on the defense versus Tennessee?
I think the whole game plan offensively and defensively was very vanilla.
Mm,
We're not going to do any too much exotic because we know we're more talented than you and we can beat you doing our base stuff. You didn't see many crazy blitzes or stunts or anything from D'Amico. Um, and you really were playing with your hand tied behind your back in the secondary because you were playing Jalen Mills, who just came off the practice squad majority of the game. Him and who was 25?
the Yeast.
No, not Yeast. Miles Bryant.
Shout out to Miles Bryant.
So that would be like you were playing them majority of the game. And you probably want to play them again because you won't have, Jalen Petrie back there. So we'll see what it changes, but we're having injuries on our side. Yes, we have,
So are they.
they are having a lot of injuries right now. It looks like Dalton Kincaid may not play. Khalil Shakur may not play.
But it's just personal though, so I wonder what that potentially personal
I
is.
mean, could it be him having a baby or anything like that? You don't know, but I mean, if he's a DNP tomorrow, he's not playing. So you can I think you have to practice. NFL rules say I think you have to practice in a limited capacity at least once
Mm,
for you to play in the game. If you're DNP the whole week, you can't just pop up and play.
mm.
So I think they took that as an NFL rule, so which is why it's key that he's limited. If he's limited tomorrow, then you'll see Shakir playing. But if he's DNP, he's out. Um, but Kincaid is out. I think they have a couple more people. You have the injury report pulled up.
I'm about to put. Give me 1 second.
Shout out again to Wheelhouse Media and
Yeah, can you believe
listen,
we did that?
man, it was fire. I love the setup. It was it was great, man. It was great.
Okay, so here we go. Okay, so like you said, Dante Kincaid hamstring, on a short week, maybe not.
Nice.
Fedarian Mathis shoulder, McCole Hardman calf,
Yeah,
Curtis
he's out.
Samuel elbow and neck. They were not participants today, so similar people to yesterday will be
Mhm.
designated as limited. So they're pretty banged up as well.
Yeah.
Um, Joey Bosa was limited due to a wrist injury.
Hmm.
Also, their young wide receiver Keon Coleman, he's having some problems, off the field. So it's like, the Bills have also, even though they have a good record, they've been wonky, right? They lose to the
Hmm.
Miami Dolphins, and then they have a crazy performance against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
We know how bad they were last year against the Houston Texans, so I'm
They've
feeling
been
pretty confident.
they've been bad in Houston for a while. I don't think they've won a game in Houston in a very long time. You look at the last two games, you're talking about last year in Houston, and then the last time they played in Houston was the playoff game in 2019 when Deshaun Watson had his
Mhm.
little magical run and spin out of a for sure sack
And
that
then we
was
beat them earlier that season too, the Jonathan
right.
Joseph pick six.
Right. Well, that wasn't that season. That
Oh, it
was
wasn't the
that
year
was with
before that?
JJ Watt. Wasn't that with JJ Watt or
Well, no, because it was against the Bills. It was Allen who threw the pick six.
well, I mean, if it was in Buffalo then.
We'll
Um,
see.
but yeah, I mean, even then, before then, you had the JJ Watt pick six, EJ Manuel in Houston. So, all of those things, I'm like, hey, it can go either way, but I think we have a good record against Buffalo and Houston. I feel confident about us taking care of business in Houston. So, defense aside, Buffalo doesn't have the weapons to threaten you. They have Josh Allen for sure and James Cook, but if you're able to minimize them running the football, which we've done an excellent job the whole season outside of the Tampa Bay game, we've
Mhm,
minimized running backs and running quarterbacks, the whole season. If you're able to slow down Josh Allen and James Cook, who is Josh Allen throwing the ball to?
mhm.
If there is no Kincaid, if there is no McCole Hardman, and then possibly no Khalil Shakir, who is Josh Allen really throwing the football to, or what is he doing? So you have that advantage, to look at. I'm just, it's one of those funky, wonky games where it's like, yeah, Buffalo should win this game easy.
Mm.
It shouldn't even be a contest. No CJ Stroud, even though the Texans have one of the best defenses in the NFL, Buffalo should still be able to score, and put up points. But I just feel like it's one of those wonky games where the Texans, Davis Mills will come out and hair on fire and just light the Bills up.
Well, then now you're having a quarterback controversy after Thursday night football, and I'm heading into this beach house in Galveston this weekend. Excited,
Okay.
for a birthday celebration, ladies and gentlemen. Me and AD will be back next week. Well, actually, we'll be back probably I think Friday or Saturday and talk about
Yeah.
whatever the hell happened
Right.
against the Texans and Bills. Are they going to go ahead? AD, give me your score prediction.
I got the Texans winning this game in a tight one. Kaimi Fairbairn's back on the last second field goal, like he did. He beat Buffalo last year, 23-20.
I'm going 17-14 Texans. This is
Mm,
going to be a defensive game. Like I said, there's no style points. I don't care how you win. Just get
mm-hmm.
the win. Shout out to Wheelhouse Media. We love you guys. Have a blessed one.
Peace.